maker, I look like I'd been someplace under the sun. It's the same way with being in the presence of God. Moses didn't go in for a glow. He went in to be in the presence of God, but when he came out, the scripture declares he didn't even know he was shining. See. You know you got a glow from God when you ain't got to tell other folk you got a glow. I'm leery of folk who always telling me they got a glow. No, you know you got a glow when you ain't got to say nothing, when you don't even realize the radiance of God is upon you, the presence of God is upon you. That's when you got a glow. But so many of us are content watching other folk glow. Now, and I know it's true because for many of us, we don't know what it's like to sit with God. We don't know what it's like to be in God's presence and not talk. Sometimes we treat God like he's a slot machine. I know y'all ain't been to the casino, but I've been through the casino, so I'll just tell you what happened in the slot machine. Slot machine, you drop a little coin in, you pull the trigger, and you wait quickly for something to happen. And if nothing don't happen, you might drop a few more coins in and you wait quickly for something to happen. Sooner or later it don't happen, you go find you another slot machine. And many of us, we treat God like he's a slot machine. We come in, we offer up quick prayers, and we pull the trigger and wait quickly for something to happen. And if God don't do what we want him to do, we run out of his presence. But so many of us, we're content coming. And I don't know about you, but I want to tell you tonight, you should get tired of coming watching other folk glow. You should get tired of coming and it look like everybody else know what's going on except for you. You should get tired of coming to church week after week after week, and you're like, man, I wonder what they all excited about. Wonder what's going on with them. I don't feel none of that. Don't understand none of that. Don't know what's going on. You should be tired of that. And if you're tired of it, you ought to just tell God, God, I want to glow. There are some folk who are content watching other folk glow. But as I looked at this passage, it's interesting because there's another group in here. I think Moses represents this group. There's a group in here who had a glow, but they lost their glow. I wonder how many folk in the house tonight, you remember glowing, but it's been so long ago, you don't know what it's like to glow no more. I just wonder, I wonder. You know, you come in and you're all on fire. Woo! Jesus. I mean, you just burning up on the inside. You love being with God. You run out of stuff to say when you're sitting in the presence of God. You can't read enough. You can't get enough. You can't listen enough. You can't worship enough. You got to glow. You go around, folks say you're different. I don't know what's going on. Something different about you. I don't know where you've been. I don't know, but something just different about you. You remember that experience, but your glow faded. It's interesting. You look at the scripture, and the scripture declares that as long as Moses was in the presence of God, he would pick up the radiance from God. And then when he left God's presence, he would reflect God's radiance. But the longer he stayed out of the presence of God, the reflection of the radiance of God, the glow, would begin to fade. So he would wear, the scripture says, a veil, so that the people wouldn't see the glow fading. And many of us have gotten so content with a fading glow that we just make sure we keep on the veil. We don't want other folk to see the glow fading, so we put on a mask when we gather in and we act act like we still got the glow. We look like we still got the glow. We try to pray like we still got the glow. Try to sing like we still got the glow. Even try to preach like we still got the glow. But the glow is fading. And we're just wearing our mask, only allowing you to see just enough so that you don't realize the glow is fading. Oh, there's some people in the house tonight. Your glow is fading. You got your veil on. You've been covered up for a little while now, but your glow is fading. You know and God knows your glow is fading. Why is your glow fading? Your glow is fading because you haven't been in his presence. And the longer you stay out of the presence of God, the more your glow fades. And it's only as Moses gets back in the presence of God to worship, to listen, to look, does he pick back up the glow. But the glow is not his goal. His goal is to be in his presence. That's the goal. But many of us, our glow is fading. And can I tell you tonight, take off the veil. Just I know. What are they gonna think if I take off the veil? Take off the veil. Brother, why don't you pray tonight? No, I don't need to pray tonight. Not publicly. I'm going to go pray privately because I got to take off the veil. How you doing tonight? I feel like I'm going through hell, and I feel like hell is catching up to me. And that's how I'm doing. Take off the veil. How you feeling? I'm feeling mighty rough around here. I don't know if God's listening. I don't know if God's concerned. I don't know when God's going to show up. I know I read the word, but I don't know if I believe the word right now. Take off the veil. Take off the veil and say, God, I know you live and I know you're for me, but God, I can't feel your presence right now. Take off the veil and just acknowledge your glow. It's fading. See, as I looked at this and I saw Moses, it reminded me that so many of us are stuck in an Exodus 34 experience. So many of us are stuck in a place where we think, unless I go to Sinai, I can't get the glow. Some of us can't get a glow in our minds unless we at church. We don't know what it's like to be in the presence of God away from this building. We've never had that experience of sitting in his presence outside of Sinai. Stuck in an Exodus 34 experience. Stuck in a place where we got to sit in the same place in order to see God. Sit in the same place. Some of us can't worship unless we at church. We don't know what it's like to worship in your car. Don't know what it's like to worship sitting on the pot. Don't know what it's like to worship if you ain't at church. Stuck in an Exodus 34 experience. But can I let you know tonight there is a New Testament. Flip on over, if you will, to 2 Corinthians chapter 3. There is a New Testament. I don't want you stuck in Exodus 34 because there is a new covenant. Paul talks about the old covenant in 2 Corinthians chapter 3, starting at verse 7, and how it fades. How it has a glory, but the glory of the old covenant is not as great as the glory of the new covenant. The glory of the old covenant is the glory of the law, but the glory of the new covenant is the glory of righteousness. Don't get stuck in Exodus 34 because there is a new covenant. There is a new agreement between God and his people. So if you've been fading and you want to take off the veil, can I tell you, that Paul says it's possible to have a glow that never fades.